The announcement I shall now read is being issued simultaneously in Peking and in the United States. Knowing of President Nixon's expressed desire to visit the People's Republic of China, Premier Zhou Enlai, on behalf of the government of the People's Republic of China, has extended an invitation to President Nixon to visit China.
The effect was electric. The idea was almost unimaginable. The Washington Post said, if Mr. Nixon had revealed he was going to the moon, he could not have flabbergasted his world audience more. The Cold War was raging. In Southeast Asia, China was North Vietnam's ally, and Richard Nixon's credentials as an anti-communist were long-standing and impeccable. But in the fall of 1967, Nixon wrote a seminal article about Asia after Vietnam. Taking the long view, he wrote, we simply cannot afford to leave China forever outside the family of nations. There's no place on this small planet for 1 billion of its potentially most able people to live in angry isolation. In January 1969, in his first inaugural address, President Nixon confirmed his determination to change America's policy toward China.
We seek an open world, a world in which no people, great or small, will live in angry isolation.
On February 17, 1972, after 2 years of secret and delicate negotiations, the President and First Lady were on their way to China. Premier Zhou Enlai was waiting at Beijing. In 1954, the U.S. Secretary of State had snubbed the then foreign minister. Nixon wrote in his memoirs, I knew that Joe had been deeply insulted by Foster Dulles' refusal to shake hands with him. When I reached the bottom of the steps, therefore, I made a point of extending my hand as I walked toward him. When our hands met, one era ended and another began. A few hours later, the President met with Chairman Mao Zedong. The 79-year-old leader was in frail health, but the lively hour-long meeting included philosophy, history, and banter. Mao said, I voted for you during your last election. Nixon said, I think the most important thing to note is that in America, at least at this time, those on the right can do what those on the left can only talk about.
Elsewhere overseas today, Vietnam and Cambodia are escalating their conflict. Cambodia said today that Vietnamese fighter planes bombed only 35 miles from Phnom Penh, and further that there is heavy fighting underway on the border. China, which is Cambodia's principal ally today, accused Vietnam of turning the struggle into a full-scale war. As Jim Laurie reports tonight, the Chinese are conditioning their own citizens for war.
This parade in Nanning, China, 75 miles from the Vietnam border, was supposed to be part of an ordinary anniversary celebration, but with it came a strong warning for people here to prepare for war. Peking accuses Hanoi of escalating anti-Chinese attacks as a diversion from its widening war with Cambodia. Both the escalation and the saber rattling has alarmed Asian leaders and prompted the U.S. State Department to voice its concern.